Okay, now today's session I've titled it Forgiveness. It's a session based on the back of a session we did a couple of weeks ago, which was about self-forgiveness. Now, I think it's important to forgive ourselves for mistakes that we've made, but I feel that there's a lot of people, myself included, who we have anger at the world for one reason or another. Now, this could be anything. Oh, where I grew up, my parents didn't love me enough, and because of that, I have this situation. Um, my health is this way. I had chronic fatigue syndrome for 17 years. There's things that we feel are done to us that we actually didn't have any say in. We didn't have a chance to determine how we were born, where we were born, what parents we had. A lot of us didn't choose what schools we went to. The people that we hung out with, they weren't a lot of it made consciously. It was things that happened to us. Now, that's only a problem if we get to a point in our lives where we say in our head, what I want is, it could be money, could be health, could be a relationship, but I can't have it because of what's happened to me or the situation that I've always been in. Now, there was a talk that I listened to and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was this idea. He said, when you say you can't have something and it's someone else's or something else's fault, it's very attractive because there's nothing for you to do. You're a victim and it's not your fault. But he said it's also horrifying because once you accept that, you're also accepting there's nothing you can do. It's horrifying. At first, it seems like this is great. I get to blame my parents. I get to blame the government. I get to blame anything under the sun. But at the end of the day, as soon as you accept it's not your fault or you can't do anything, you're stuck. Now, the opposite side of this is to take responsibility for where we are and to say that we have a choice. There's something I have written on the back of all the goal cards I ever write, and it says, I am responsible for my life, for my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, my personal and professional development, and for every result that I get. Now, that might sound silly, it might seem harsh, it might seem anything to you guys. But when I take full responsibility that I can do something, that I have power to change the situation, make it better in some way, shape, or form, and move forward, I then have the power. I want you to think about something that you want right now. Maybe it's happiness, health, a certain financial goal, relationship, a house. And I want you to say in your head, I want this, but I can't have it. And notice how that makes you feel. I want this, but there's too many things that are going to get in my way. I can't have it because I don't have the time. My parents are this. I wasn't brought up the right way, whatever it is. And just notice how it makes you feel. Now, I want you to now switch gears and I want you to think about the thing that you want. And in your mind, I want you to think about it and go, I know in my heart, if I put in some effort, there is nothing that can stop me from getting it. I might have challenges. They're going to strengthen me, make me a stronger person. And guess what? When I achieve it, I'm going to be able to sit there and go, no one gave it to me. I earned this. And feel what that feels like in you right now. What does it feel like? Does it feel powerful? Does it feel motivating? That's the energy that we want to step into. I don't know about you guys. I don't want to be a victim because there's nothing I can do. I want to be empowered. I want to feel like I have some kind of say, and we all do. If you're on this call and you've got a phone and you've got that kind of, you've got a say. And it's a powerful thing. And it also doesn't feel comfortable sometimes because then it's like, well, I'm responsible for my own life. But it's empower. At first, it sounds horrible. Once you step into it, it feels freaking amazing. So we're going to do some journaling around this, guys. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, you can open up, I know, a new document on your device if you want. And you can write Mindset Mondays, forgiveness. I feel like that's not the right word for this, but we'll go on with that anyway. The date today is the 1st of June, 2026. Wow, this year is flying by, isn't it? But we're going to jump into it. So in your journal, on your device, question number 1. I want you to write down what it is that you want. It could be a goal, a mental shift, anything that you know that you want. And I want you to dot point just maybe two or three answers. And you can write number one, what I know I really want is. So write that out. What I know I really want is. And dot point a few answers. You can be as vague or as specific as you want for wherever you're at. Maybe you've got a few wants. That's okay. Just dot point them. Maybe you want to love yourself for who you are. Maybe you want to buy a house in a certain area. Maybe you want a certain type of relationship. Whatever it is, just write it down. There's no right or wrong answers. No need to judge yourself. Just be curious. Whatever comes out is perfect. And I find it really helps to take a few really deep breaths while you're doing this. Get really present with yourself. Just deep breaths. And there's no need to be perfect with this. You can do this exercise again at any point. All right, perfect. And once you feel that you've got two or three answers, just give me a thumbs up. You can either give me an emoji or with your video on. Perfect. Thanks, Tash. I think there's a button in the reactions down below somewhere that you can just, or you can go to the chat and just put a thumbs up. Thanks, Brittany. Once we get a couple more. Thanks, Donna. Oh, you got the fancy thumbs, I call them. Carrie, thank you. Nefi, beautiful. All right, perfect. What I want you to do is I want you to look at those. Thanks, Vicky. Thanks, Andrea. What I want you to do is I want you to look at those answers that you've got, and I want you to underline the one that you want the most. Don't think too much, just go on feeling. Don't have to justify it to anyone. No one's watching you. You don't have to tell me. It's okay. Just underline the one you want, the one that you feel. As soon as you look at it, you're like, oh, I know I want that. If another one pulls you away logically, don't go for the logical one. Go for the one that you feel connected to. And just underline it. Perfect. All right. Now, question number two. I want you to look at this want and dot point a few skills and resources that are needed to achieve this. So if you're looking at it, like if you want to earn more money, you might think, oh, I need to get a better job or get better at budgeting, earn more. So number two, you can write down, for me to have my want, what I need is. For me to have my want, what I need is. If you want to buy a house, you're going to need a deposit to show that you have an income so you can get a mortgage, maybe. If you've got a health goal, healthy eating habits, an exercise routine each week. Maybe it's a mental state. Maybe you need more joy. Maybe you need more discipline. And again, I want you to think about what you feel you need, not what you think someone else is going to tell you. And again, just take some deep breaths. Don't worry, this isn't a high school exam or anything. You can have fun with it. You can smile while you do it. And again, we're just being curious. No chance to beat ourselves up or anything. Just curious. If the answers come easy, good. If they come hard, even better. All right, perfect. And just finish writing what you've just written. And what I want you to do is I want you to have a look through this list that you've written, and I want you to underline the one thing that you feel is most needed for you to go from where you are to where you want. From where you are now to the goal that you have achieved, have a look at that list and say, yep, that's the thing that's probably needed the most. For me, one of the goals is me and my partner buying a house at the end of the year. What I need the most is a high like level of money consciousness for budgeting, for earning, for all those things. I need to be good with money. Ah, beautiful. Just underline it or dot or put a asterisk next to it, whatever you want. And this is where we get into the real work, guys. Number 3, I want you to write down what barriers you have to doing this. That, and I want to stress this part that you don't feel are entirely your fault and why they exist. Maybe it's something from your childhood, maybe negative experience you have, or you feel like you were born without an ability. And you can, for number 3, write, why I struggle with this is. For me, I write down money was never talked about in my house when I was growing up. No one ever taught me how to be good with money. Never learnt it. I don't know what it is for you, but explore. For me, I had chronic fatigue syndrome. It turned out I was allergic to dairy and gluten. But guess what? I was eating them every day. It's not to blame other people, it's just to be, again, be curious. Maybe you want a healthy relationship, but you've never seen one up close and understood how it works. And if you need to, just take a few deep breaths. If anything's coming up for you, just breathe with it. Right, amazing. Whatever you've written down, well done. Maybe it was easy, maybe it was hard to go there. Just take a moment to just thank yourself for being here, doing that exercise, going through it. Now, what I want you guys to do right now, and this is very important, looking at those things, you might feel a sense of being disempowered. You might feel heavy. You might feel like you can't change those things. So, what I want you to do is just take a moment right now. And if you need to, if it's easier for you, you can close your eyes just for a moment. Just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And either out loud or in your mind, I want you to repeat after me. I really want to achieve my desire. I am ready to take responsibility for my own destiny. I am ready to release blame and take responsibility for my own growth. I am excited to take on the challenge of overcoming my challenges. Beautiful. And just take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and you can open your eyes. Now, we've got a couple more questions to go with this journaling because this journaling I wanted to go deep on because I think it's very, very important, especially in our lives, for us to feel empowered and feel like we have a say in what happens in our destiny. So, number 4, and I like this one, this is where we get to the good stuff. How would you feel if you were to work on overcoming your challenge? The challenge that you have in front of you. How would you feel if you were to work at overcoming that and imagine that you succeed in getting what you need and achieving your goal, knowing it was you who earned it? So, number 4, I want you to write this out. By learning to meet my own need. By learning to meet my own need and achieving my goal, I now feel. How would you feel? Imagine that you've overcome that money block. You overcome it. You did the work and you got the house. Imagine that you overcome that not seeing healthy relationships and you met your soulmate and they were just like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing all that work to learn how to do this. How would you feel knowing that you earned it? You're just right. Take a deep breath whenever you need to. Smile. For me, the first word that comes up is powerful, capable, more attractive. Whatever comes up for you. Perfect. And we've got one more journal prompt. We might go a little bit over for our meditation today. That's okay. I feel like this is a very important topic. But number 5, and this is where the real shift comes. A lot of people see the challenges that they have in their life as the reason that they can't be happy or can't have the success that they want. In actual fact, they are your challenge to overcome. They're a gift. I had chronic fatigue syndrome for 17 years and I hated it. I smoked, I took drugs, I did everything like, I was so angry at my body. The moment things really shifted for me is when I started to be grateful for the challenge. So many people do not know what it feels like to wake up and not be able to move your legs. And because of that, I have a deep understanding when people have health issues that come to work with me as a mindset coach, I know what it feels like and I'm actually able to help them from a place of understanding. It becomes your superpower. And you actually have to earn overcoming it, which makes it something that you can teach other people. So, number 5, from a place of overcoming your challenge and succeeding, why would you then be grateful for the challenge? Now, this might be really easy or it might be really difficult. But number 5, I'm grateful for the challenges I had to overcome because I'm grateful for the challenges I had to overcome because. And maybe it's about how it makes you feel. For me, a lot of my money paradigms have shifted. I'm earning the most money that I've ever earned right now. And I'm so grateful for that, that I had that challenge because I've got friends who earn a lot of money and they never had to do anything and they don't understand. They don't have that sense of satisfaction that I do with my health. So many people just walk around and they never even think about their body. I had to freaking earn it. Every time I hop out of bed, I'm so grateful for that challenge because I appreciate my body so much. Whatever it is for you, I can't tell you what to be grateful for. This is where we start looking at the challenge in a helpful way, in a positive way. This is, in my experience as a coach, this is the literal thing that differentiates between those who actually make progress and those who don't. This one thing. The people who I coach that succeed are the ones who, when they realize they've got a challenge, they go, okay, sweet, let's go. And the ones who don't are the ones who want to dwell and tell me why they can't. If you can master this, being grateful for your challenges, your whole life will shift. It's not a curse. It's something that's there to strengthen and empower you. As someone who's had to overcome a lot of things, I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, beautiful. Excellent work, guys. What have you written? Perfect. Well done. Good work at staying around this long to do all these challenging questions. I know this one might have been a heavy one, but I think it's also a necessary one. And I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to put maybe a word or two in the chat, just saying how you feel right now. And you can say angry, you can say overwhelmed, you can say whatever you want to say. Maybe you're feeling hopeful, whatever it is. Tash, empowered, love it. And give everyone a moment else to share. Carrie, grateful. Zoran, overwhelmed. That's okay. At first, I'll tell you what, the first time my coach told me to be grateful for chronic fatigue syndrome, I felt like I wanted to punch something. It wasn't a good feeling. Taylor, appreciation for myself and people like you. Oh, thanks, Taylor. I appreciate that. And good work for getting to that place where you're feeling that appreciation for yourself. It's a beautiful thing. Self appreciation is such a powerful thing. Andrea, I want to be grateful. I'm trying to, but it's hard to figure out how to be grateful. That's a good, that could be your challenge, Andrea. I've got a page from a book that I read all the time whenever I feel like I'm slipping on this, and I'll send it to you. It's really powerful. It's in The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And richness is just like richness of everything, not just money. It's like richness of like abundance of happiness, joy, all those things as well. No worries. Perfect. We'll jump into our guided meditation. I will keep it relatively quick today, just down to about like 6 or 7 minutes. If you need to jump off, that is okay. But for those of you who want to stick around, just take a moment, shake it off. We just did some kind of heavy stuff. So if you need to for this meditation, just move around, do so. Trying to meditate when you're in this stuck energy or like you just feel sore and stiff is not fun. So just if you need to get up, do some star jumps or anything, go ahead and do that. You've earned it. Beautiful. Even have a bit of a smile to yourself. If you're doing some silly motions, have some fun with it. That's why I like doing it because it's like gives you guys permission. What's that thing? Lead by example. All right, excellent. And just take a moment now to just relax. I'm just going to play some meditation music through the speakers. Just finding the music right now. Decided to exit for some reason. That's okay. And we're back. Beautiful. So just taking a moment to arrive into the space. Take a moment to arrive into stillness. Just seating nice and comfortably. Just take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and gently just close down your eyes. Giving yourself permission to be here, to be curious, to be present, knowing there's nothing that you have to do. Just surrender to this experience. Take a deep breath into that and a deep breath out. I'm going to start with a short breathing exercise where we breathe in through our nose, lifting our body up, expanding our stomach, our chest, lifting our head up as if there's a hook on the top of our head, and then breathing out through the mouth, letting it all down. We're going to do 10 of these deep breaths, and on the 10th one, we're going to breathe in and hold, and breathe out and hold. And I'll guide you through this, taking your first inhale through the nose in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in all the way in, really deep breath. Breathe out through the mouth, let it all out with a sigh. Breathe in all the way in, really deep breath. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Getting into the rhythm. Breathe in all the way in. Deep breath. Breathe out all the way out. Really relax. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Really deep. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. And breathe in all the way in and hold when you're at the top. Just feeling the stillness. Nothing to do. And letting the breath out with a big sigh all the way out and holding again. Noticing the stillness. And allow your breathing to return back to normal. Now in your mind, I want you to imagine that you're stepping into the moment when you have achieved that thing that you want, your goal. And I want you to see the scene. Notice what you can see. Notice any sounds. Notice how it feels. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And just looking around. Maybe you're seeing yourself in a mirror. Maybe you're seeing the scales. Maybe you're in the house. Maybe you're in that relationship. Whatever it is, just really take a moment to enjoy it and smile. It's here. And you've done it. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And I want you to imagine, either in this scene or another scene, I want you to imagine talking with some of your friends or family members. someone that you care about, someone that you like, whoever comes to mind. And I want you to imagine that they're asking you, why have you now been able to achieve this? We know you wanted it for a while, but why have you now been able to do it? And I want you to hear yourself say, because I knew no one was going to do it for me. Take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. Feel the power of it. I did it for myself because I knew no one was going to do it for me. And I want you to imagine that they then ask you how you did it. And I want you to, with a smile on your face, feeling proud in your heart, I want you to tell them how you achieved this and enjoy telling them the story. As you do it, any images that come to mind, just let them come. And as you're telling this story, just take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel beautiful feelings of power rising up within you. Deep breath out through your mouth. And looking at your friends, you realize that there was a friend you didn't notice. And it's you of right now. And they're looking at you in awe. They're looking at you maybe with hesitation, feeling scared. And you look at them with a big smile on your face and with love. And you say to them, you can do this. I 100% believe in you. And you can see their expression change, and you can see that they're being filled with hope. Take a deep breath into it, and a deep breath out. And I want you to let this image go as you slowly come back into your body where you're seated right now. And from seeing these images, you feel inspired, you feel powerful, you feel ready to jump into being the active creator of your own life. So in your mind or out loud, repeat after me. I am stronger than any challenge I face. Every challenge helps me grow stronger. I am the creator of my own destiny. I am going to succeed. Take a deep breath into that. Feel the power in your body. Take a deep breath out. Another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And I want you to just take notice of how you feel right now. Just noticing any thoughts, any feelings that are coming up in your body. Just take a moment to notice. And in this moment, no matter what you do after, you end this meditation, just take a moment to appreciate yourself for being here, for going on this journey. And just take a deep breath into that self appreciation, that sense of satisfaction. Deep breath out. And with that, you can slowly bring your attention back into your body, back into the space where you are. You can slowly start to notice the temperature of the room, how your body feels. And with a deep breath in and a deep breath out, you can slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, move your neck side to side, move your shoulders, whatever feels good as you slowly bring your body out of the meditation. And when you feel ready, you can take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can slowly open your eyes. Well done and welcome back. Amazing work, guys. Just taking a moment to do anything that you need to do. You need to write something down. You need to take some deep breaths. This is your time. Excellent, excellent. Now, I want to thank you all for being here, for going on the journey with us today, sticking around. And I want you to just give yourself a pat on the back for being here. It sounds silly, but literally just reach around, give yourself a pat on the back. You could have been anywhere. You could have been watching TV or Netflix or something. Instead, you're here being a badass, becoming the best version of yourself. And that's awesome. You know, if more people were doing stuff like this and working on themselves, the world would be a much better place. And because you guys have done that, honestly, you're going to show up in different ways tomorrow. And maybe you won't know why, but maybe in the next couple of days, you'll do something differently. You'll make a different choice. And that's because you were here. And other people are going to benefit from it, which is amazing. Even if it's just from the session you choose to complain less, everyone will benefit. Everyone will love it. It'll be awesome. But I think you'll probably most likely feel motivated. So you'll be inspiring people with what you're doing, which is awesome. Now, I will say, I'm just going to put a couple of links in the chat. The first one is if you do feel like you want to help us out, we've been doing these sessions now. Oh, it's been 3.5 years I've been doing these. Only missed a couple. One was Christmas, so I can't be blamed for that. I love you guys. It's awesome, but Christmas is something I just couldn't, had to do. But yeah, if you want to help out with a small donation or something, the meetup fees are like about $15 or something a week. So that'd be awesome. Please don't do it if you can't. It's only if you feel like inspired or you want to. We also have a WhatsApp group in there. Each week we do a challenge through journaling. We chat, we share things that are helping us. If you want to be a part of that, you can join via that. And if you want to give anonymous feedback on the session, something that you'd like to see, something you'd like to see changed, maybe you didn't like me, whatever reason, but you don't want to tell me to my face, you can put it on that. And last but not least, when you leave the session and go back into Meetup, it asks you to rate it. If you could give it a rating and a review, that would be amazing. That's why we've got so many people coming. I got the top organizer award or something the last 3 months. So it means that more people are seeing this, more people are coming. It's inspiring me to put more effort into these sessions. Every night before we do these, I do spend about an hour putting it together because I love doing it. And I hope that you guys enjoy it, get something out of it. But if you want to see some change, please let me know because I am just going to keep doing it the same way, unless you guys tell me to stop. Other than that, what we're going to do right now is we're going to turn it over to you guys. The way that it works is everyone has a chance to share, but please keep in mind that we've got a lot of people on the call. So I'll ask you guys one at a time to unmute yourself and share. You can either share a takeaway, something that you're taking away from this particular session. We'll try and keep it focused on the session itself. So what you're taking away, maybe you have an insight. I believe everyone is a teacher and everyone is a student. So you might have a piece of information that might tie all of this together to someone else. So maybe you want to share an insight, or if you want to, you can ask a question. I do go with people who've got their cameras on first. And I just go across the screen, So starting off, the first person that I am going to ask to share is Tash, and then we have Dineshi. So Tash, I'm just going to ask you if you want to share. Go for it.
Um, I think the biggest takeaway I'm getting from tonight is to look at some of the external, like not my fault, um, reasons that are stopping me getting what I want. So I think that's what I'll look at this week and figure out how I can move past them not being my responsibility.
Mm. It feels powerful. It also feels scary. It's like a
Yes,
beautiful combination, isn't it, Tash?
very much so. Yeah, it's terrifying. Well, it's not my fault. How can I fix it? But at the same time, if I do, then that's really going to be powerful to move on.
Oh, I love that, Tash. The guy who I've followed a lot of his teachings, one of the things he said, if it doesn't scare you and excite you at the same time, you're going in the wrong direction. And that's always
Yep.
stuck with me. Growth always feels a little bit scary, but it also feels like, yeah, this would actually make a big difference or make a change. So powerful. Thanks for sharing that, Tash.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right, next up, we've got Dineshi. Dineshi, would you like to share a takeaway, a question, or an insight?
Thanks for the session today. Uh, with the last question, to be grateful for the challenges, well, that's been sort of not something I've been thinking about, but it's good to sort of think about it in that way. So to be grateful that for like, how do I say this? To have a goal that you need to work towards. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's a challenging thing to do at first, I think, but once it's like anything, once you start getting really good at it, it becomes like a skill almost. And you become that annoying person when people come up to you and they say, "Oh, I can't because the government and all that." Well, I mean, the government's going to do what they're going to do, but I mean, it's pretty cool that we don't have to worry about policing our own streets and doing all these things. So we can actually, it's like, what? No, I can't be grateful for, well, I mean, they're doing something that we don't have to now worry about because of them. And so as soon as you can find that, it makes it feel like this world is a place of possibilities and of capabilities for us. So it is hard at first, Dineshi. But yeah, you're 100% right. As soon as you can be grateful for the goal, it changes everything.
All
Uh,
right. Well, thank you.
was there a kind of question in that, Dineshi? Sorry, I don't mean to scoot over it. Was there kind of a question in there as well?
Um, no. But I have to think about it. Like I saw see it in this way. Like people, like as an example, I thought like people in like Kenya and stuff, like they don't really have much transport, so they'd like run to school. And like a lot of people in sort of Africa are really good runners. So I thought, well, maybe it's a good thing for them.
Yeah, and one of the hard things is also within that is yes, I agree. One of the things I found the hardest thing is it's really hard to figure out what other people should be grateful for. Gratitude is something that comes from you, and if you can think about other people and what they can, that could be helpful to help them get started. But at the end of the day, the person is individually responsible for figuring out what they're going to be grateful for. Um, my coach couldn't tell me what I should be grateful for about that, but I actually realized some of the things for when I had chronic fatigue. I was grateful that I figured out my family were always going to be there. Like they stuck by me. I was grateful that a few friends really stuck with me. I learned who was going to be there, who wasn't. I also learned to appreciate every single time I could get out of bed and just go have a shower and stand up. So there was things that I became very appreciative of through focusing on it. And as soon as that happened, I'm not going to lie, like my health just improved dramatically after that. I didn't realize I'd been so angry and so resentful and kind of just not in harmony with health, being healthy anymore. So yeah. Hmm. Thanks for that, Dinesh. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Next up, we've got Taylor and then we've got Sue. Taylor, would you like to unmute yourself and share a takeaway?
Hello.
Hello.
Yep. Thank you for tonight. I learn a new skill. So with the whole journaling and getting in depth with answers to whatever questions, on the topic, but then doing a meditation after and manifesting that. That's such a good idea. So I'll be doing that in the future. Definitely journal before an easy, nice meditation.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I, I,
Manifestation, really.
yeah, 100%. Like for manifestation, it's not about the words you write, it's about the feeling. And a lot
Yeah.
of the time, if you can see an image or breathe into it, people talk about like affirmations and like, how many times should I say it? I'm like, don't even count until you feel it. Like it
Mm,
doesn't even count till then. So if you're
yeah.
doing the journaling prompts and you're feeling like I'm not feeling an energetic thing, like you just said there, Taylor, great insight for everyone. Just take a moment, pause, have a think about what does it look like? How does it feel? Like if I was to be doing this, how would it feel? And then yeah, it can enhance it for sure. Thanks for that, Taylor. That's a great insight.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. All right, next up we've got Sue, then we've got Andrea.
Um, what I could share is it's this journaling makes me really like the first question, what I know, what I really want to know, what I really want is the question for that. When I actually answer that question, I would just like it's very uh how to say, I was answering for the current situation or the current thing that I'm doing. And then at last I would just like, no, 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 actually just get a step back, and even the reason I'm things that I'm doing right now have a reason that why I do these things. And then finally it came out like, oh, actually I want to live meaningfully and then fully, um, and take autonomy of my life. It uh, that's the reason behind why I actually chasing a lot of current things. And then it makes me like um yeah, kind of like a reminder, like, oh, actually, even though there's a lot of struggles or a lot of like, you know, things that I'm trying to sort it out, but I would just like, oh yeah, it's a actually there is a reason behind it. Actually chasing. So yeah, it's kind of feel nice to remind myself as well.
Yeah,
And then
and I'd say with that, Sue, really focus on and feel that feeling that you felt when you said it felt really nice. Because what's going to happen is whenever you've got something that you want that feels very genuine, what's going to happen is your logical mind over the next few days is going to be like, oh, yeah, no, no, we'll make time for that in a couple of weeks when this is done. And when I've done that, take some time to write down whatever that thing was and make that a focal point or of something that you're going to do each day dedicated towards that, especially if it feel and it doesn't have to be something huge. It could just be 5 minutes that you're going to spend doing something that is in harmony with that, because we all have things that we do need to do. I'm also not saying just don't quit your job and just go after the goal straight away and tell your friends to get lost or you don't look after the kids. We all have responsibilities and things, but our goals, our real thing, are something that we want to make sure that we're having time for every day and that we remind ourselves of it. That's why I have mine written on a card and I walk around with it. I've got multiple cards actually because I keep losing them and changing pants or whatever. So I've just
Mhm.
got them ready to go, or I lose it at the gym or something. So just something to remind yourself, hey, this is important. All the other things are maybe necessary, but this is why I was put here on this earth, to feel this way and to move towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
just have that physical kind of reminder is very, very powerful. There's a saying or a quote that I absolutely love, which is, in the absence of clearly defined goals, we become oddly obsessed with the mundane until ultimately we become enslaved by it. And if you look at a lot of people around you, they're enslaved by mundane things that do not matter in their life. They're making promises to themselves that one day they'll get to the things that are important. If you write your goal on a card, carry it with you, see it every day, and do one thing towards it every day, you are actually someone who's doing what you're supposed to be doing on here. We're not just put here to survive, we're here to thrive and move towards the things that's most important. But we need to remind ourselves because the world is very loud.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's another quote that I love. My coach said it to me and I've never forgotten it. It's like, there's two things that have never been more true in the world right now. One, it's never been easier to win. We have access to phones, things. If you want to make a business, guess what? Bang, you got a laptop, you got a phone, you can start it. It's never been easier. You need information on how to do it. It's never been easier to win. But number two, the counterpunch to that is it's never been harder to focus.
Yeah.
Attention is the new currency. I even just like went to go to Google and like five different things popped up and it was like Alex Diminol wins this. And in my mind, I'm like straight away, oh yeah, I should go play tennis again. I'm like, I didn't even want that to happen. But just being in this world, everything's fighting for your attention and everything leaves an imprint on your mind and it will distract you and it will enslave you into mundane, into caring about other people's dreams other than your own. So having a goal, carrying it with you, doing one thing every day reminds you of what you're actually supposed to be doing. Most people go like 6 months to a year without ever even touching what actually really matters to them. Very important.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. All right,
I
next up.
I have I think I was supposed to ask you a question about, like a peer pressure or how to
Screw
say,
them. Screw
uh,
them.
sorry.
Like if someone says to you, I want you to do this because it's going to make me happy, and imagine that you're saying this to them, I will do what you want me to do, but just know I will never truly be happy if I did that. Are you still okay with me doing it? If they say to you, yeah, no, I want you to do it, screw them. They shouldn't be there. If someone said to me, oh yeah, I'm going to do this only to make you happy because it'll make you feel more comfortable, but it's going to make me sad and I'm not going to fulfill my own dreams, I would say, oh my God, please go do you because I care about that person. So if someone, whenever peer pressure happens, think about that quote. Think about that reframe. Would you ever try and peer pressure someone into doing something they didn't want to do that was ultimately not going to make them happy? No. And that could be a tough one, but that's where you're protecting your own energy. You need reframes like this to be able to see the situation clearly. It's not selfishness to do what you want to do. It's selfishness to ask another person to act how you want them to act.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. No worries, Sue. Sorry, that might have come out a little bit hard, but I'm very passionate about this. Whenever people say that someone's getting in the way of their thing, I'm like, screw them.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. All right, next up, we've got Andrea, then we've got Donna. Go for it, Andrea.
Oh, yeah, I was just unmuting myself. Yeah, just before you or when you started talking about having goals and stuff like that, naming for them and that, I was just thinking maybe you're thinking my trouble with goals is it's very hard to actually hit the target if you don't know actually where the target is.
Oh,
What you-
100%.
and that's
100%.
my trouble is I'm no good at thinking of goals. I'm still trying to work out what my
It's a
purpose in life is.
it's a skill, Andrea. It's a skill,
Yeah.
and the more you do it, the more you get connected to it. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit here and say it's an easy thing to do.
Aww.
It's definitely not an easy thing to do. Like
Mm.
it took me
Oh,
a very long time to figure out what I wanted. When I first started doing all this stuff, I thought I wanted to be a rock star. And I was working on band, and it took me 2 months of working on that to realize, hang on, I'm going to be touring all over the place up to like 2 a.m. around people taking drugs and doing all these things. I'm like, I don't want that. I want to be at home. I want to be in bed by like 9 p.m. I want to see my family. So it takes a little bit of one of the things that I would suggest in that situation, Andrea, is just write a list of all the things that you want. Just each day, I will say this, our goals and our purpose, sometimes they're given to us by our family and our situation, and other times we have to go seek them ourselves. There's a quote I
yeah,
love, which is, you don't figure out that you like sushi by sitting in a room writing about it. You have to go out and eat sushi to figure it out. So write a
yeah. Well,
list of the things that you
part of
want.
my problem is there's a lot of things that might have been goals, except the fact that I'm 63 and I'm probably not going to have enough time in my life to do them all, even if I was younger. So
You've got more experience and more knowledge than you probably
yeah,
have ever had in your whole
probably
life,
yeah,
Adrian. You've never
yeah,
been more capable than you are now.
yeah, yeah. It's just interesting.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as you go through
yeah,
life, your goals will change as well. Like the goals that you would write down now, not the same goals you might have had when you were 20.
yeah,
Those goals I had when I was
yeah,
10 was to get as many lollies as possible and play as much tennis as possible. Now that I'm, 40, it's like having kids, raising a family, buying houses and stuff. They change. So just
yeah,
write down where I'm at right now. what I
yeah,
really want to see happen in my life is this.
yeah,
And just start exploring
yeah.
that and just see which
I
one
mean,
comes most to you.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
the main goal I've got at the moment is sorting out the mess that I've sort of got in that I got in over the last 5 years, or sort of like from 5 years ago for a couple of years,
yeah.
where I've sort of turned my house into a hoarding hovel and whatever with all the stress and stuff I
Focus
went through and
focus on
all
what the
this stuff that
opposite would
happened to
be.
me.
Yeah, whenever you
Yeah,
focus on something
and I mean, yeah,
like getting out of debt is a bad goal because whatever you focus on, you get more of. If you keep saying to yourself, "I want this house, I need to get this house like clean because it's a mess," you're focusing on the wrong thing. First of all, describe what your house would be like if it was clean. Our mind works in pictures and it works in time, and
yeah,
we believe and move towards the images that we feel most
mm,
like that we're seeing most. So in that situation, I'd write how you want it to be. I want my house to be clean. I want things in my house that fill me with joy. What it would
yeah.
look like, what it would feel like is
Trouble is
this.
most things in my house fill me with joy, and there's too many of them.
Yes,
So,
or you can, that's a good thing. You can say, I've got down to the thing, or you might even say, I've hired a storage facility and I've put the things that I want to keep somewhere else. Get
mm,
creative and see when I was talking there, for each thing I said,
mm,
you came up with an issue or a problem. And that's okay because those are real things. But if
yeah,
you can either focus on the solution or you can focus on the problem. You can't
yeah.
focus on both at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
'Cause you,
I was trying not to be negative when I said, the things
I can
most
see
of
that,
what
and
I've
I was
got
really,
give
that's
me
why I'm
joy.
like keep going because
Yeah,
it's I
but I
can
won't.
see
But
that
what I,
you're working on it, so
but
it's good.
what I'm sort of trying to do is keep as much as I can and have it organised. It's just it takes time, and I'm
Yeah,
dealing with a lot of stuff, working with a counsellor and a psychologist and all sorts of stuff because of all the stuff I went in. That's such a
yeah.
long and complicated
It will
story
take
with need
time.
another half-hour session.
It will take time. It will take
Yeah,
time. The most worthwhile things do. Like I've never
yeah.
been like, oh, geez, that was super easy. I feel like super satisfied. It's like the things that take effort. They're the things that I look back and go, wow. Like I look at
Actually,
how
I
much
think.
effort it took to get over chronic fatigue. I think about all the effort it took to get off drugs and quit smoking and go 4 years without alcohol. They were
Mm,
hell. I was sat there shaking. Like I went cold turkey on 5 different like drugs that I was on: temazepam,
oh,
clonazepam, Lyrica, sodium valproate, and Cipramil. I went cold turkey. I literally was shaking and sweating. Like it was
oh,
like going to cold turkey on heroin. Hardest thing I've ever done. Most worthwhile. Probably the
yeah.
thing I'm the most proud of. So
Mm. I've also
however
found
hard it
worthwhile
is,
things that are
that's
easy
good.
too, though. I've
Yeah, you can
created,
start.
like, done a couple of crafty, creative things, and I felt really proud of them. And I thought, well, I should. Why do I feel proud? They were so easy. There's a bit of
Oh, that's a
both.
good thing. That's a good
Yeah,
thing. Your purpose
but
is something that should that
yeah, but
usually
that
feels
does. Yeah,
easy to you and hard to others. So,
yeah, but that
but you
just
don't
gives
have to
me more.
become Leonardo da Vinci, but you can
No,
if you feel like you want to make art, go for it.
oh yeah, I just
Uh,
enjoy doing that. But
yeah,
the first thing I was
yeah.
going to talk about until I got sidetracked on goals, though, was on like. But I've sort of explained half the stuff, so that makes more sense now, I suppose. Is that like because I put down that as my main thing was to have my house sorted out and be able to find stuff and whatever, was that when I was doing the meditation and imagining it, I almost kind of got this weird nausea feeling a couple of times, and I'm wondering whether that's something to do with the fact that
Could be your body
and then,
fighting it as well, because
yeah,
sometimes when you go
and
to
then
change your surroundings, your body will actually fight you. Like
and then I
pretty much
yeah.
everything I've done, my body's fought me on.
Yeah, but then you said that thing about if it doesn't scare you and excite you at the same time, maybe you're doing in the wrong direction. I thought, well, that's the thing. Maybe that was the scaring me as well as the. So I
Yeah,
don't know. But
yeah. Well,
my trouble is
play
I also
around
have
with it, Andrea.
alexithymia, so I don't really understand my own emotions half the time. I work
Play
them out
around with it.
later.
Yeah, just write it down and just keep writing it. We will have to move
Yeah,
on, Andrea, but thanks so
yeah.
much
No,
for
that's all right.
sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah, amazing.
yeah. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, excellent. All right, perfect.
Hmm.
Next up we've got Donna, and then we've got Sue.
Hi, this is my first time here. So thanks for that, David. That was really powerful. Um, I think my takeaway from today has been really the visualization at the end. I've been, I guess, doing work on manifesting in terms of affirmations and vision boards and things like that. And I've, heard that it's important to visualize, but I found that challenging to do. So I think that that guided way was really helpful. So I think I'd just be holding in mind sort of, yeah, that vision or that feeling of like myself having achieved that goal, and also of supporting somebody else. I think feeling today a real sense of like, I am going to win. And I'm just walking out that story to be able to support someone else in the future. So I think holding on to that visual will be really helpful.
Oh, amazing, Donna. Well done. It's yeah, all I can say to that really is well done. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for sharing it. Your imagination is one of your mental faculties. You know, we've got six of them. We've got perception, intuition, memory, imagination, and the will. So when you're working your imagination, you're actually most people use their imagination against themselves, and it actually takes a lot of work to learn how to use your imagination for you. So yeah, keep working on that, and yeah, let us know how you go. I have every morning a my daily practice with visualization is I wake up and do my little breathing exercise. I think it's very important that you're in the right state when you do your visualization. So if you feel stressed, worried, probably don't do it then. Take a few deep breaths, shake your body, dance to a happy song beforehand. And then I just go through a visualization of what a day in my life will be like on that day when I've achieved my goal. So I imagine it's a Wednesday and I wake up in the morning and I imagine, yep, I'm in the house. I'm at the gym by like, 4 a.m. I'm going through that. I've got the first client calls at 5. I've had an ice bath. I've talked to my wife and shared a moment with her, done the call, gone for a walk. The more vivid you can make it, the more your mind can't tell the difference between what's real and imagined. So as soon as it feels real to your mind, you'll be able to move towards it with less restriction and less hesitancy because you believe in it and you can see it.
Yeah, that's it.
No worries, Donna. Thanks for coming along. Glad that you enjoyed it. And yeah, look forward to hopefully seeing you again and hearing how you go with your visualization practices. Excellent.
Oh,
All right, next up, I think we've got Diana, then we've got Rose. Go for it, Diana, if you want to unmute yourself. Nope, that's okay. All right, next we'll go to Rose, and then we'll go to Brittany. Go for it, Rose.
Hi, David. Hi, everyone. Um, yeah, I think it's a really good topic. Yeah, I'm following on from the self-forgiveness one. This one, is quite helpful as well. I think, well, I know I do, but I see also other people being really hard on themselves. Um, and I think this, I guess, helps, uh, shift that a bit. Um, Yeah, I did struggle a bit with number 5, which is turning around your challenge. So I've sort of written some stuff. I'm not sort of fully sold on what I've written, but might try and chip away at that a bit more. I found that, oh, maybe you can give me some tips. So I wrote the challenge I picked um was that uh so I had it drilled in me about perfectionism, and that 100% is the only thing good enough. And, like if I came home with a test and I got 98%, my mum would be like, what happened to the other 2%? Like, um, so it's been a bit of a double-edged sword, I think. And I think that's why I was trying to turn it around because it has had good sides, but it's bad as well. So, I mean, I guess on the plus side, um, it does drive me to work very hard. And
Mhm.
then on the negative side, I think it sort of has a life of its own, and then I don't know when to stop, and then I actually get stuck because I'm still trying to make it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, Rose. And I can really feel the energy that you're sharing that from. Obviously, some things are really heavy and some things take a fair bit of work. I'd be lying to you if I said that the gratitude around chronic fatigue syndrome took a couple of days and, a
Yeah.
couple of 10-minute sessions. It was at least a month of me doing it because it was so heavy and it was so many things I felt I missed out on. And I can hear a similar kind of feeling within you. Um, Again, it really comes down to the gratitude thing, but it also comes down to knowing what the opposite of that would look like in this situation for you. Like if you were to let go of that perfectionism and you were to let go of that pain and you were to let go, what would that look like to you? What
Okay.
comes to mind as the first thing?
A lightness, a sort
Mm,
of more sort of a feeling of freedom.
mm,
Um, and I guess it in some way like the power to let it go and move on. To
mm,
yeah, to it's kind of almost like a confidence to not have it perfect but keep moving.
mm. Perfect. And I love as soon as you started going to that opposite side, there's a shift in perspective and I could sense the energy shifting. So a good exercise for you in this, and it'd be a great idea to go deep on this, is what you do is this is one of the exercises I got from Bob Proctor. Fantastic. What you do is you write down how the situation is right now in all of its negative details. So you write down, it's like right now, it's like I feel angry about this and the perfectionism and it limited this and it made me feel like crap and everything. Let it all out. Then what you do is you take another piece of paper and write out what would be the exact opposite of every line. So if it says
Right.
on there, yeah, it was limiting and crushing. It felt like it now feels empowering and it feels like one of the best things that exists in my life. And you just flip everything. And it's not to try and lie to yourself, it's to try and just shift the perspective. Like, what would be the opposite of it? Like, I feel down and I feel like pressure. It's like I feel like encouraged and I feel like stronger than any pressure could ever like take me down, whatever it is for you. But just flipping that perspective and then go into the gratitude. So for you in that exercise, that's what I would say. If I was coaching you, I'd be like, yep, number one, write it all the negative. Number two, flip everything to the polar opposite of what it is. It will be challenging. It will require some thought work to do that in a lot of the situations. And then after you've done that, why I'm grateful for this situation now is that'll give you a full workaround. And look, it'll take you about 15 minutes, but if you did that every day for a week, that would be 15 minutes very well spent.
Mm. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really good. Thank
All
you.
right. No worries. Amazing. All right. Next up, we've got Brittany. Then we've got Vicky. Go for Brittany. Ah, hello. There you are.
Hello, everyone. Yes, Dave, I know that you've talked about like how it was really difficult for you to be grateful for chronic fatigue syndrome, and I've got chronic health issues, and I guess I felt the same. And you also mentioned uh, victimhood and not being a victim. Would that also pertain to people who have been like um, undergone, I don't know, like violent situations, or like they've been, like thrown out of their countries or in war or natural disasters? Like, would you say the same thing to them?
No. And it's not my place to, it's not any one of our places to decide for other people. A lot of the things that I'm talking about, obviously, I look at them from my own perspective, and I have no idea what those people have gone through. I don't know what situations they're in, and it would not be something I would talk to. The only thing that I would say in a lot of those situations is there is always good, and a lot of people have this idea about if I flip the situation and I do the gratitude, then I get a long, happy life and I get to have no problems or anything like that. Sometimes in a moment where we choose the opposite thing, we literally die. To do the right thing, we literally die. But we're all going to pass at some point anyway. And sometimes you won't hear about that person, you won't know them or anything like that. But some people are making that decision and their soul is at peace with it in those moments. There's a thing that I like in this situation, and it's the difference between a hero and a villain is a villain says, these people hurt me, so I'm going to hurt someone. I want to make other people feel the pain. And a hero turns around and says, this thing happened to me and this thing hurt me, so I'm going to do my best to make sure it never happens to anyone else. And I think that's really it in those moments. Like, do we want to step towards and be courageous, or do we want to back away from the challenge? I think we all have a moment and a time, and I'm not going to say you'll hear about them. They're not going to be interviewed or something, but people are making that choice all over in everyday situations. But no, I would not say that because it's not my right to do so. Does that kind of answer that, Brittany, or not really?
Sort of, I guess, like in any situation, you would see if there was a way that you could empower someone,
There's
to
always something
move
you can do.
forward. So I
There's
guess
always
that
something
would
you can do.
be.
But you also have to have a level of consciousness or awareness to do that. So, like, not everyone is aware that there's something that they can do. That's why people come to me for coaching, because there is something they can do, but they're not aware of what that perspective, what that thought process, or what that action is. And that's what a lot of like coaching is. It's helping people see a different perspective, find the power within them. Because every single person on this call has greatness within them. They have strength, they have ideas, and it's all about how do we draw those out. That's what these sessions are all about. It's about self-exploration, yes, but it's about drawing out that power and figuring out how to do what we want to be doing in our lives.
Thank you.
No worries. Perfect. And last but not least, we've got Carrie. Carrie, would you like to share a takeaway from tonight's topic, an insight, or ask a question? Taylor. No worries, Taylor.
Hello. Hi everyone. Hi David.
Hello.
It's good to be back in the session. And just wanted to point out about question number 3 about barriers. So lately, as you can see, I was traveling a lot, doing all the goals, hitting the goals, setting the goals, and so it came to a point that I got sick. So I'm really having like colds, coughs and colds right now. And it made me realize that, yeah, I have to serve myself first. And it's kind of, I see this kind of barrier to the things I should be doing this week, but my body is calling me out to rest. So with all those healing trainings that I've had recently, I think this challenge is not really a barrier. I think this is the right time I could apply those healing, methods. So right now, this is an opportunity for me to heal myself first before I go out healing others. So
Perfect.
that's
Yeah.
really like plot twist to this whole
Yeah.
idea. But yeah,
Yeah. Breathe into that, feel that, Carrie, and step into it. It's like, I know what you mean. It's like one of those things, like when you go do a first aid course, you walk around looking for someone who's injured so that you can practice the bandage.
Mhm.
But it's also
Mhm.
difficult when we learn these things a lot of the time. Generally, if we're empaths, we want to help other people. But this is an opportunity for you to use what you've
Mhm.
learned for yourself. So that's amazing. Yeah, you have to let us
Yes,
know how you go with it.
exactly. Yeah. Apply it to
Amazing.
myself first. So yeah. Thank you,
Excellent.
David.
No worries, Carrie. All right, beautiful. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session, that you got something out of it. And yeah, if you do want to jump into that WhatsApp group and participate in this week's challenge, I'll be uploading it tomorrow. But yeah, thanks so much for coming, guys. I really appreciate it. This was a goal of mine 3.5 years ago, to have these sessions, have people come every week, get to do what I do. And it took a while, effort. I actually had a look at the graph the other day of people showing up to these calls. And for the first year, it went like this. And then it got to about a year and a half, it started going like that. And the last 3 years, like last year, the numbers just keep going up. So once you put in the effort and you keep sticking at it, and that's your personal growth, that's whatever you're doing. If you focus on one thing and you just keep getting better and better and better at it, eventually you will get there. You will make progress. And that's why it's so important to have the goal, because you want that one thing that you're working on. Otherwise, you'll constantly be bouncing to different things and you'll never move very far with anything. So have a goal, make it your focus, put laser beam focus onto it, and then go after it. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys all again next week. All right, see you guys.
Thank you.
No worries. See you guys.